Side Talk is presented by AgPro. Welcome to Side Talk, part of the Side Cemetery tradition. The Side Cemetery is in its 61st season, celebrating great Seminole wins, on the road, against the crowd, and against the odds. If ever there was a legendary Seminole, it is Leroy Butler. He came to FSU from Jacksonville Lee High School as a high school All-American defensive back. He was a 3-year starter on Seminole teams which had a record of 32-4 and won the Sugar and 2 Fiesta Bowls and never finished below 3rd in the nation. Became a consensus All-American as a senior, but will never be forgotten for his lead role in Bobby Bowden's greatest single play, the game-winning punt rooski at Clemson. He became a 12-year star at safety for the Green Bay Packers, a 4-time All-Pro, a Super Bowl champion, and was named to the NFL's 1990s All-Decade Team. And last year, he was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But as the creator of the Lambeau Leap, he also became a legendary Green Bay Packer. FSU's All-American, Pro Bowl, Super Bowl Seminole Corey Simon is with our Sod Talk legend, Leroy Butler. Hello, Corey.
Thanks, Doug. Leroy, it's great to have you back as a Sod Talk legend. Man, how you doing?
I don't have any complaints. I really don't. And I do want to thank Doug for reaching out, helping me get on the show with you, because you're a legend yourself, my brother. So this is an honor to talk to you.
Appreciate the kind words, and talk about what it was like growing up when they weren't so sure that you were going to be able to run on a football field.
It was like the children's hospital. And I remember putting these braces on my legs. It's difficult. You miss out on a lot of things, little league sports and things of that nature. But I've always had positive outlook. And my mom, although we were in poverty, Corey, my mom made me think like I was rich. Because she said, you got plenty of time to be whatever you want to be when you grow up.
What an amazing story. I tell you, let's touch on a little bit more of growing up in poverty. Duval County, Coach Bowden comes calling. What was that experience like for you being recruited by none other than the legendary icon, Coach Bobby Bowden?
I got letters from everywhere, as you probably did. UCLA, USC, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida. I got a handwritten letter from Coach Bobby Bowden. And he only had a few home visits he can go to, Corey. I said to myself, why is he visiting me? And he know I'm Proposition 48. Corey, when he got out of the car, he said, Miss Butler, I'm going to take care of your baby, but I got to give him a chance. I was on my way.
Let's take a look at your senior year. 9th-ranked Seminoles taking on the number 2 ranked University of Miami Hurricanes. And on the first play of the game, you get an interception that sets the tone. What do you remember about those games against University of Miami?
Coach Mickey Andrews is the smartest defensive coordinator / coach I've ever been around. As players, sometimes we lose focus on what Coach Bowden and Mickey Andrews and that staff, what they did. They gave us the best information. So I remember getting that pick, and the student section, they still celebrate. That was amazing. So I think when I think about that particular play, I tell all kids out there, kids, listen to your coaches and believe what they tell you.
Tell me about practice. What was practice like?
The practices had us ready to play anybody, anywhere, anytime. Other team, they would fight each other. At Florida State, we made each other better. I remember Lawrence Dawson, I was covering him the first time, he ran a stop and go on me and caught it, but he didn't celebrate. So when he went back to the huddle, all the guys, why you didn't celebrate? He said, man, that's my roommate. Dawson said, no, hey, I love Butler just like he loved me. But he was teaching me to watch when a guy sits his hips down, he's coming back. If his hips are up, it's a stop and go. So we learned from each other in practice.
It was those guys that you saw Monday through Friday that really made you better. And so you definitely appreciate the talent that Coach Bowden surrounded us with as players. Let's go back to Syracuse. You set an all-time record for a 109-yard interception return for a touchdown at the Carrier Dome. What do you remember about that play against Syracuse?
That's the one I look at the most. because people said I was slow. I said, I'm only slow with one thing, and we'll talk about it shortly. That's the punt rooski. Everything.
Speaking of the old punt rooski, Coach Bowden calls one of the gutsiest plays in Seminole history. What were you thinking about when Coach Bowden called that play?
We're the best special team coaches. I mean, we were special teams, nobody was better than us. And I remember Coach Bowden, he fooled everybody. He was like, run it. So I took off. Time froze. Clemson people were so shocked. It changed my life. I'm very grateful for Coach Bowden. He's a part of my story. He's the DNA of Leroy Butler's plays like this. And that put me on the map going into my senior year.
Let's jump a little bit into your pro career. The Green Bay Packers. What was life like as a Packer?
I get the phone call, Corey, and we got about 50 people in our apartment, but there's only enough room for maybe 15 people. And my uncle was a huge Bears fan, and he got up. He said, go anywhere but the Packers. I hate the Packers. As soon as he said that, the phone rang. I said, hello, this is Lindy Infante, Green Bay Packers. I want to welcome you to the family. Do you have any questions? I said, yes, sir. Where's Green Bay? He laughed so hard. The entire neighborhood went nuts. It changed my life. And I remember my mom praying, thanking God. And I thank my mom for just guiding me.
So we fast forward. Then you get the phone call after you retire. The yellow jacket, the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame. What did that moment mean to you?
I go get the door. I look out the peephole and I see Charles Woodson. I shut the door because I think it's a joke. I thought about my mom. In 2009, she said, let's work on your Hall of Fame speech. I said, Mom, I can't work on my speech. I haven't even made the finalists yet. So isn't that a little narcissistic for me to do that? She said, first of all, I don't know what that word means. It was great. And then when they gave me my number, that's when it really hit me, Corey. That's when it really hit me.
Well, I have one more question for you. There is going to be a gym named after Leroy Butler. Tell me about it. What does it mean to you?
My cousin do a lot for the youth. So I had an opportunity to be a part of helping them raise money for it. When you have things like that, you gotta be true to what you are and stay who you are and stay grounded. I want to work with the youth. I'm doing something with changing homelessness. So we're gonna have a lot of fundraisers. I'm just so fortunate to have a platform like this.
I not only speak for myself, but I think I speak for Seminole Nation, telling you just how proud we are. You meant a lot. You will forever, ever, ever be thought highly of. Thank you so much for doing this interview, sitting down with me. Best of luck to you. God bless you. I love you, my friend.
Love you too, my brother. Thank you so much, Corey. Take care.
This episode of SOD Talk was presented by AgPro.